I need you to hear this right from the start. There are 20 forgotten herbs that can heal your body, transform your cooking, and grow so easily that once you plant them, they'll practically take care of themselves. And yet, almost nobody grows them anymore. What if I told you that some of the most powerful medicinal plants, some of the richest flavors you've never tasted, and some of the toughest, most resilient growers in the plant world were once found in every cottage garden, every monastery courtyard, every farmhouse yard across Europe and early America? And then they simply vanished? Most of us are growing the same handful of herbs: basil, parsley, rosemary, thyme, maybe mint if we're feeling adventurous. But while we've been repeating the same 5 plants over and over again, an entire world of forgotten herbs has been sitting in the shadows. Herbs that treat dozens of ailments, herbs that flavor food in ways dried grocery store jars never could, herbs that attract pollinators, repel pests, and come back year after year without begging for attention. And today, right here on Grown Folks Gardening, we're bringing 20 of them back into the light. Stay with me, because number 14 on this list was once so valuable it functioned as currency. And number 20, it's known as the cure-all herb, and modern science has confirmed it contains more active healing compounds than almost any common plant growing in your backyard. Welcome back to Grown Folks Gardening, where we don't just grow plants, we grow knowledge. The kind that stood strong before convenience replaced wisdom. The kind our grandparents didn't need to Google. If you're new here, you're family now. We're all about rediscovering what works. And if you've been rocking with me for a while, you already know. We don't follow trends, we revive traditions. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because every week we dig up something powerful that modern gardening forgot. Now let's talk about what happened. About a century ago, something shifted. Healing moved from gardens to pharmacies. Flavor moved from fresh harvest to factory packaging. Corporations decided which herbs were profitable enough to mass produce. The rest, they faded away. If it didn't ship well, store well, or patent well, it disappeared. And we lost so much. We lost herbs that treat coughs, wounds, anxiety, and digestion. Herbs that make stew taste alive. Herbs that smell like summer air and keep pests out of your house. Herbs that were essential before antibiotics and refrigeration existed. Most of these plants are perennial. Plant them once and they'll serve you for decades. So let's bring them back. Number 1, costmary, sometimes called Bible leaf. Its large, fragrant leaves were once tucked into scripture as bookmarks because they smelled so good. The flavor is minty, slightly lemony, with a warm balsam edge. It flavored beer before hops became standard. It soothes digestion. It repels moths. It thrives in poor soil and partial shade. It's a quiet workhorse that asks for almost nothing. Number 2, true hyssop. Not anise hyssop, the real one. Used since ancient times for respiratory health. Slightly bitter, slightly minty, perfect with lamb. Bees love it. It tolerates drought. It cleanses air and soil. It's both culinary and medicinal. Number 3, rue. Strong, bitter, beautiful blue-green leaves. It repels insects naturally. Historically used for circulation and eye strain. Handle carefully, yes, but respect it, and it becomes a powerful ally in your garden. Number 4, southernwood, also known as lad's love. Feathery gray foliage with a lemon pine scent. Moth repellent, digestive aid, thrives in neglect. It smells like an old apothecary shop in the best way possible. Number 5, elecampane, tall, bold. Yellow blooms like miniature suns. The roots are legendary for lung health. used for deep coughs and bronchial congestion for thousands of years. It's dramatic in the garden and powerful in the pantry. Number 6, sweet Sicily. Fern-like leaves, licorice flavor. Here's the magic. It reduces sourness in fruit. Add it to rhubarb or gooseberries and you need half the sugar. It grows in shade. It's beautiful and practical. Number 7, horehound. The original cough drop herb. Intensely bitter, yes, but that bitterness clears mucus and soothes throats like few others. And unlike mint, it doesn't take over your yard. Number 8, tansy. Powerful insect repellent. Medieval households relied on it to keep flies away. Do not ingest. Use it externally. Plant it wisely, contain it carefully, and it becomes your garden's pest control system. Number 9, woad. Famous for blue dye, but also antibacterial and antiviral. A plant that once built fortunes in Europe, forgotten when synthetic dyes took over. Number 10, blessed thistle. Bitter digestive tonic. Stimulates bile production, supports liver function. It tastes strong because it works strong. Number 11, betony, used for anxiety, headaches, and tension. A gentle nervine that doesn't knock you out, just takes the edge off. Monastery gardens once considered it essential. Number 12, lungwort. Spotted leaves like lungs and surprisingly effective for respiratory support. A gentle tea for chronic coughs, thrives in shade. Beautiful spring flowers. Number 13, dittany of Crete. Rare, ancient, revered by Greek physicians, antioxidant rich. Hard to grow, but worth the challenge. Number 14, grains of paradise. A spice once traded like gold. Tastes like pepper, ginger, and cardamom combined. We standardized flavor and forgot diversity. This brings it back. Number 15, pennyroyal. Powerful insect repellent. Never ingest. Use externally only. Plant near patios. Crush leaves for mosquito relief. Respect it. Don't misuse it. Number 16, sweet woodruff. Vanilla hay fragrance when dried. Perfect ground cover for shade. Calming tea. Natural closet freshener. Walk across it and the scent rises. Number 17, feverfew. Small daisy-like flowers. Traditionally used for migraines and inflammation, research supports its effectiveness. Easy to grow. Self-seeds gently. Number 18, motherwort. Bitter, strong, supportive for heart rhythm and women's health. Calms anxiety-driven palpitations. A midwife's companion for centuries. Number 19, agrimony. Pleasant-tasting medicinal tea, rare in the herb world. Supports digestion, liver function, sore throats, and skin healing. Quietly dependable. And number 20, self-heal. Also called heal all. Prunella vulgaris. It grows in lawns, along sidewalks, in disturbed soil. Most people mow it down without knowing what they're cutting. It's antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, immune modulating, used across continents independently. That's not coincidence. That's human experience recognizing truth. You can drink it daily as tea. Use it topically. It costs nothing. It grows freely. And we've been stepping over it. That's the story of forgotten herbs, not lost because they didn't work, but lost because they worked too well without needing a barcode. Here's what I want you to understand. Modern life told us healing comes in plastic bottles and flavor comes in glass jars. But some of the most powerful medicine and the most vibrant taste grows right outside your door. These herbs fed families, healed communities, protected homes, seasoned food long before global trade made everything identical. So here's your challenge. Pick 3 from this list. Plant them, learn them, use them, and build your own garden apothecary. Not because it's trendy, but because it's timeless. If this opened your eyes, hit that like button so more growers can rediscover what we've forgotten. Drop a comment and tell me, which herb are you planting first? Are you going medicinal, culinary, all of the above? And if you haven't already subscribed to Grown Folks Gardening, what are you waiting for? We're not just planting seeds here, we're restoring knowledge. Until next time, grow with intention, question what you've been told, and remember, sometimes the most powerful remedies are the ones growing quietly under your feet.